Okay, good morning, everybody. Today, we will start with day 22, Before Your Very Eyes. This world, after all, our science and sciences, is still a miracle, wonderful, inscrutable, magical, and more to whoever will think of it. Thomas Carlyle. 7 years ago, when I first discovered the secret and the magical power of gratitude, I made a list of all my desires. So this is the author talking about her experience. She made her own magic list of what things she wanted. And at that time, there seemed to be no possible way my desires could come true. But even though she took the step, she made her top 10 desire list, and she carried that paper every day, everywhere, wherever she went. And whenever she had the opportunity, she would take it out, read through it, and give as much as gratitude for each desire as she could, and feeling as though she had already received it. With her number one desire, the desire she wanted more than anything else, which she kept constantly in her mind, and would say the magic words, "thank you," for it multiple times in a day, and feel as if it had come true. One by one, every desire on my magical list appeared before my very eyes, and that's why today's practice is called Before Your Very Eyes, because you want to see your desires come true before your very eyes. And as the author received her desires, she would cross them off the list, and when she had new desires, she would add them to the list. And then the author talks about her story of how she went to Bora Bora and the incident of her desire coming true. But her very first desire was that she received was that she wanted to bring joy to millions of people through her work. The rest of my desires magically followed, and one by one, as they appeared before my eyes, I crossed them off the list. So as her first desire came true, one by one, all of her other desires came true too. So this magical practice, in last week, you may have made the list, the 10 desire list that was part of the days. So this time, day 22, which is today, it's your turn to use your magical power to make your desires appear before your very eyes. At the start of the day, take your top 10 desire list that you created, read through each sentence and desire on your list, and for 1 minute, imagine or visualize that you have received your desire. Feel as much gratitude as you can, as if you have it now. So imagine it's already done. You already have it. And at that point, you're feeling gratitude of already having what you really wanted. So yeah, so today, make sure to practice this imagination practice for all your 10 things which you desire.
Okay, so गौर से सोचे तो हमारे विज्ञान और उसकी तमाम शाखाओं के बावजूद यह संसार एक चमत्कार है, आश्चर्यजनक, अबूझ, जादुई और उससे भी अधिक। थॉमस कार्लाइल। कहा जाता है कि जहां साइंस खत्म होता है वहां स्पिरिचुअलिटी स्टार्ट होती है। बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल है जहां साइंस ने हाथ ऊपर कर दिया, जैसे कि अनीता मुरजानी, वो कैंसर के लास्ट स्टेज पे थी और डॉक्टर ने मना कर दिया कि शी कांट लाइव एनीमोर। सो उसको साथ सारे ऑर्गन्स उसके शट डाउन होने लग गए और काउंटलेस ट्यूमर, और उसको ऐसे डॉक्टर ने बोल दिया कि मतलब अभी वो 1-2 दिन की मेहमान है। कैन यू इमेजिन? कुछ ऐसा मैजिकल हुआ कि 1 वीक में उसकी सारी ट्यूमर भी ठीक हो गई और पूरा मतलब सारे वुंड खत्म हो गए, एंड शी इज स्टिल अलाइव, एंड अभी वो उनका बहुत अच्छा मतलब इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे वो अपना मैजिक के बारे में अपना प्रोग्राम बताती हैं। तो कहते हैं कि हमें अपनी अंतरात्मा की सुननी चाहिए। फॉलो योर कॉन्शियसनेस। अंतरात्मा हमें पहले ही इंडिकेट करती है क्या सही है और क्या गलत है। अंतरात्मा की आवाज सुननी चाहिए क्योंकि वो हमें हमेशा प्रेरणा देती है कि हमारे लिए क्या अच्छा है और क्या बुरा है। सो जब फोकस माइंड होता है तब हमारा कॉन्शियस माइंड खुलता है और हम अपनी अंतरात्मा की आवाज सुन सकते हैं। तो जब हम इसकी प्रैक्टिस करेंगे डे 22 की, तो उस दिन क्या करेंगे, उस दिन की शुरुआत में ही अपने माइंड को फोकस करके 10 डिजायर को लिखना है और वन बाय वन एक एक डिजायर को आपको सोचना है आंखें बंद करके और विजुलाइज करना है कि ये चीज मेरी हो चुकी है और ये चीज कुछ चाहिए तो वो चीज मेरे पास आ चुकी है और मैं इसको यूज कर रही हूँ। बिल्कुल पॉजिटिव वे आपको ये उसकी प्रैक्टिस करनी है। और ये लिस्ट आप अपने पॉकेट में रख सकते हैं, अपने पर्स में रख सकते हैं या अपने फ्रिज पे कहीं पे भी आप लगा सकते हैं और उसको दिन में 3-4 बार उसको कीप कंटिन्यू पढ़ना है और इस तरह से विजुलाइज करना है। So day 23, the magical air that you breathe.
Okay, day 23, which is going to be your Sunday. It is quite possible to leave your home for a walk in early morning air and return a different person, beguiled and enchanted. Mary Ellen. So you could actually in the morning walk outside, go about on your day, and when you come back, you will return a new person. So according to the author, but as my life changed from using gratitude, the things that I took for granted or didn't give a second thought about became an absolute miracle to me. I went from sweating the small stuff in my little world from day-to-day life to opening my eyes and thinking about the bigger picture and wonder of the universe. So this practice is about being grateful for the air you breathe. As the great scientist Newton said, when I look at the solar system, I see the Earth at the right distance from the sun to receive the proper amounts of heat and light. And this did not happen by chance. So it's not an accident that a protective atmosphere surrounds us and that there's no air or oxygen beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Isn't this a miracle itself? It's not an accident that the trees give off oxygen so that our atmosphere is continually replenished. It's not an accident that our solar system is perfectly placed, and if it was anywhere else in the galaxy, it would be destroyed by cosmic radiation. There are thousands of parameters and ratios that support life on Earth, all of them on a knife edge, and their fine-tuning is so critical that a fraction of a difference in any of these parameters and ratios would make life unlivable on planet Earth. It is difficult to believe any of these things could happen by accident. It would seem that they are perfectly designed, perfectly placed, perfectly balanced for us. Whether it's evolution or God created, whatever you believed, the fact is, it's a miracle that everything is so perfectly aligned that everything is sustaining each other. So when this realization hits you, do you realize that everything is not an accident and that the balance of every microscopic element surrounding the Earth, in the Earth, on the Earth, is perfectly harmony to support us? And you will feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for life because all of it has been done to sustain you. We take one breath after another and never give a thought to the fact that there is always air for us to breathe. Yet oxygen is one of the most plentiful elements in our body, and as we breathe, it feeds every single cell in our body so that we can continue to live. The most precious gift of our life is air, because without it, none of us would last more than even a few minutes. Isn't that true? So the practice for day 23 is stop and think about the glorious air that you breathe. Take 5 deliberate breaths and feel the feeling of air moving inside your body and feel the joy of breathing it out. Take 5 full breaths in and 5 different times today. So 5 breaths, conscious breaths at 5 different times during the day on day 23. And after you take each breath, say the magic word, thank you for the magical air that I breathe. And be as genuine and grateful as you can for the precious, life-giving air that you breathe. You know, in ancient teachings, it is said that when a person reaches the point of being deeply grateful for the air that they breathe, their gratitude will have reached a new level of power, and that they will have become the true alchemists who can effortlessly turn every part of their life into gold. So let's do a short mini air practice, air gratitude practice. Let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out the mouth, let go. Smell is life's oldest sense. It is more than getting air into our bodies. It's the most intimate connection to our surroundings. Everything you or I or any other breathing thing has ever put in its mouth, in its nose, or soaked in through the skin is really space dust that has been around for 13.8 billion years. This matter has been split apart by sunlight, spread throughout the universe, and come back together again. To breathe is to absorb ourselves in what surrounds us, to take in little bits of life, understand them, and give pieces of ourselves back out. Respiration is at its core reciprocation. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out the mouth. On your next inhale, imagine the Earth spinning in orbit, our 197 million square mile, 4.5 billion year old ball of nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon amid the quiet blackness of space. But the Earth is much more than that. Every day, we we take about 25,000 breaths. It's not only what we breathe, but how we breathe that affects our health. According to the World Health Organization, 9 out of 10 people breathe air that contains high levels of air pollutants, which causes 7 million premature deaths every year. We are so lucky to have access to fresh, clean air with minimal pollutant exposure. Thank you for the quality of air that are received. It's not only what we breathe, but how we breathe affects our health. Mouth breathing is harmful to our health than nose breathing. Divers train to expand their lung capacity to hold their breaths for several minutes. The world record is 12.5 minutes of being able to hold the breaths in. The nose plays an important role in moistening air for absorption, managing hormones that lower blood pressure and ease digestion, regulating menstrual cycle, heart rate, opening vessels in our toes, storing memories, and much more. It's not only what we breathe, but how we breathe affects our health. So in gratitude, take a deep inhale in through the nose. Hold the breath. Exhale and feel the body charmed in air. Oxygen circulating within the body, purifying, glorifying each and every single cell. Slowly open the eyes. So the air has a big significance in our life, and the one who feels gratitude for air reaches a next level of power, of magic. So,
ओके
Hindi, yeah.
यह बहुत संभव है कि आप भोर की हवा में टहलने के लिए घर से निकले और एक बिल्कुल बदले हुए इंसान बनकर लौटे। चमत्कृत एंड सम्मोहित मैरी एलन। कि जब हम खुली हवा में वॉक करते हैं तो क्या होता है कि हमारी बॉडी में ऑक्सीजन की मात्रा बढ़ जाती है, जिससे हमारा चेहरा चमक उठता है, मूड हमारा एकदम पॉजिटिव हो जाता है, संपूर्ण शरीर से टॉक्सिन्स बाहर आ जाता है और मेटाबॉलिज्म फास्ट होता है और हमें नया शरीर मिलता है। सो उसके लिए हमें एयर को कृतज्ञ होना बहुत ही जरूरी है। हम प्राणायाम क्यों करते हैं? प्राणायाम तो शारीरिक, मानसिक स्तर और आध्यात्मिक मार्ग के बीच का दरवाजा है। प्राण आयाम, प्राण मीन्स लाइफ ब्रेथ, आयाम मीन्स प्राण को लंबा करने की क्रिया और अपना पूरा कंट्रोल, उसे बोलते हैं प्राणायाम। तो हम सोचेंगे कि हमें श्वास को लंबा क्यों करना चाहिए, तो मैं उससे एक आपको एग्जांपल देती हूँ कि हम जैसे धागे को सुई के अंदर जब डालते हैं तो आप ऑब्जर्व करेंगे कि हमारा श्वास रुक जाता है और मन में कोई भी किसी भी तरह विचार नहीं आते, मतलब हमारा माइंड स्टॉप हो जाता है। तो इसका मतलब कि हमारा श्वास और मन का बहुत ही गहरा संबंध है। तो जब आप देखेंगे ये, इसके अलावा जो जो हमारी फीलिंग्स है, जैसे हमें गुस्सा आता है, प्यार आता है, द्वेष होता है, तो जब हम गुस्से में होते तो श्वास की स्थिति कैसी होती है, हमारी सांसें छोटी हो जाती है, हम बहुत जल्दी जल्दी सांस लेते हैं, सांस लेने में तकलीफ होती है समटाइम, बहुत जब गुस्सा करते हैं तो ऐसे ऐसे जोर जोर से हमें सांसें लेनी पड़ती है। तो जब जेलसी होती है, देश होती है, तो हर हमारे फीलिंग्स में डिफरेंट डिफरेंट हमारी श्वास की रिदम हो जाती है। और जब हम कभी जैसे मंदिर में बैठे या मेडिटेशन करें तो आप देखेंगे उस टाइम पे हमारी श्वासें थोड़ी डीप चली जाती है। तो उसके ऊपर से मैं एक एग्जांपल दूंगी। कहते हैं कि प्राणायाम करने से लंबी आयुष्य हमारी होती है। तो वो कहते हैं कैसे कैसे वैसे हो सकता है, तो उसके ऊपर से भी एक एग्जाम्पल है कि रैबिट और एलिफेंट। तो रैबिट क्या करता है, बहुत छोटी छोटी बहुत सारी सांसें लेता है लाइक दिस, ओके, और एलिफेंट उसकी जगह पे 1 मिनट में बहुत ही कम सांसें लेते हैं। तो किसकी आयुष्य लंबी है, रैबिट और एलिफेंट, एलिफेंट की, राइट। तो उसी तरह अपने हमारे जो भी साधु संत, अपने जो ऋषि मुनि थे, वो बहुत बड़े साइंटिस्ट थे कि उन्होंने प्राणायाम जितनी अच्छी बड़ी हमें गिफ्ट दी है कि प्राणायाम कर करके हमें अष्टकुंभक 8 तरह के प्राणायाम है करके हमें अपनी सांस को लंबी करनी है और अपना पूरा कंट्रोल, ये हमारा रिमोट कंट्रोल है। तो जितना हम अपने श्वास पे कंट्रोल करते जाएंगे उतनी हमारी सारी फीलिंग्स पे हमें कंट्रोल आता जाएगा। तो ये सारी चीजें प्राण की प्रकृति है। और प्राचीन ग्रंथों में भी कहा गया है कि हवा को गहराई से कृतज्ञ होना कि जिसे हम सांस लेते हैं, उससे कृतज्ञता की शक्ति इतनी बढ़ जाती है कि जीवन के हर हिस्सों में बिना कोशिश किए सोने में बदल जाता है, कि हमें कुछ करना ही नहीं पड़ता, ऑटोमेटिकली। जैसे अभी सविता जी ने बताया वैसे हर चीज पॉजिटिव थिंग्स हमारे पास आने लगती है, कुदरत को ही हम छोड़ देते हैं। तो उस दिन की प्रैक्टिस हमें क्या करनी है कि 5 टाइम्स इन अ डे 5 बार हमें डीप सांस लेनी है, सांस को पूरे शरीर में अनुभव करना है, सांस को धीमे धीमे बाहर निकालना है, और फिर उसके श्वास के प्रति, प्राण वायु के प्रति हमें कृतज्ञ होना है। ये हमारा उस दिन की प्रैक्टिस है। या डे 24।
So day 24 now, the magic wand. This is a fun practice and a very kind practice, day 24. Have you ever wished you had a magic wand so that you could just wave your wand and help the people you love? Well, today's magical practice will show you how you can use life's real magic wand to help others. When you fervently want to help another person, you have immense power. But when you direct that power with gratitude, you really do have a magic wand that can help the people you care about. Energy flows where your attention goes, and we know this from yoga. And so when you direct the energy of gratitude towards another person's need, that's where the energy goes. This is the very reason why Jesus said thank you before he performed a miracle. Gratitude is an invisible but real force of energy, and coupled with the energy of your desire, it is just like having a magic wand. People who wait for a magic wand fail to see that they are the magic wand. By Thomas Leonard. So you don't need an object to create your magic wand. You are the magic wand that will work to send blessings and help to the other person. So you are a fairy yourself. If you have a family member, friend, or anyone you care about who is lacking physical health, is financial trouble, unhappy in their work, stressed, suffering because a relationship has ended, lost confidence in him or herself, suffering from mental problem, or feeling down about their life, especially now because of COVID, you can use the invisible force of gratitude to help them with their health, wealth, and happiness. To wave your magic wand for another's health, imagine that that person's health has been fully restored and say the magic words, thank you, in heartfelt celebration of receiving the news that he or she is in full health again. You can imagine the person calling you to give you the good news, or imagine them telling you in person and really see and feel your reaction. When you can feel as grateful now as you would when you heard the news that that person's health has been fully restored, it will guarantee that the gratitude you feel is as sincere and as powerful as it can be. To wave your magic wand to help someone you love with their wealth, follow the same magical practice and be as grateful as if they had the wealth they needed right now. Imagine their wealth has been successfully restored. It is done, and you're saying the magic words, thank you, because you've just received the amazing news. So, day 24's practice is choose 3 people you care about who you are currently in need of health, wealth, and happiness. So 3 people you find that are needing help, you want to help them in different areas of their life. So for example, one person needs help and the other person is struggling with wealth. The other person is upset and down, so you want to wish them happiness. So the practice is get their photographs of each person. You can look at it into your phone or you can get a physical photograph and keep that photograph in front of you while doing this practice. Take the first person, hold their photograph in your hand, then close your eyes and for 1 minute, visualize yourself receiving the news that the person has been fully restored with whatever they need. It is much easier to visualize yourself receiving the news than it is to visualize, for example, an ill person healthy again. It's harder to imagine that, but it's easier to imagine that you're getting the good news that they're all happy, all well, all healed now. And you will feel more excitement and gratitude if you involve yourself in your visualization. Then, after you've done the imagination, open your eyes and with the photograph still in your hand, say the magic words, thank you, slowly 3 times for that person's health, wealth, or happiness, or whatever combination they need. Thank you, thank you, thank you for Drewie's health, wealth, and happiness. So that's the template that the author gives. And that's pretty much the practice. So it's very important to involve yourself in your imagination. It's very important to imagine that the work has already been done, because that way you're pushing yourself out into the future. You're going beyond the present and going into the future, choosing the future you want to happen and bringing that back into the present. So that's the power you want to exert so that you control what really needs to happen in your friend circle's life, your family's life. So this is basically a loving kindness practice, as in you're wishing good for the others. This book is not only about healing yourself, but it's also about helping others around you heal, helping others to heal around you to heal, because human beings, we're social beings, right? We can't really survive by ourselves. And that's why it's very important, because when others are healthy around us and when others are happy around us, only then can our health truly be restored. Only then can we truly find our happiness. You know, There's a story. We all have free will to create our own heaven and hell on earth right now with our mind state. There was a ruthless samurai that climbed to the top of a very tall mountain, and when he arrived to the top of the very tall mountain, there was a temple. And as he entered, he saw a monk all the way in the corner, just sitting in meditation. This samurai stampeded all the way across the wooden floor, just making these thundering noises and sounds with his boots as it hits the floor. And when he towered over the monk, he yelled out, "Monk, teach me about heaven and hell." The monk looked up at the samurai and he said, "Who are you to wake me out of my meditation? You're a disgrace to the samurai class." The samurai just flew into a fit of rage, grabbed his sword, unsheathed it, and held it up into the air, about to behead the monk. And the monk pointed at him and he said, "This is hell." And in that moment, the samurai realized that the monk had put his very life onto the line to teach him about what he had asked for, about heaven and hell. The samurai put the sword back into his sheath and he dropped to his knees to the ground and bowed down in a state of reverence to the monk for what he had done and given to him. And the monk said, "This is heaven." So often we create our own happiness and misery based off our karmic events. So by practicing this loving kindness practice, day 24, you are not only changing your state of mind, but you're also helping others in a way that is strengthening your state of mind and bringing more happiness to yourself. So instead of thinking negative things, feeling stressed about the other person, now you're flipping that situation, putting into positivity, coming into that heaven state of mind, and finding your happiness even in that situation. So building your mind's resiliency. Now Hindi.
So जो लोग जादू की छड़ी का इंतजार करते हैं, वे ये नहीं देख पाते कि वे खुद जादू की छड़ी हैं। टॉम्स लियोनार्ड। क्या आपके मन में कभी इच्छा हुई है कि आपके पास एक जादू की छड़ी हो जिसे आप लहराकर अपने प्रिय लोगों की मदद कर सके? जब आपके मन में किसी दूसरे व्यक्ति की मदद करने की दिल से इच्छा होती है तो आपके पास जबरदस्त शक्ति होती है, लेकिन जब आप कृतज्ञता से उस शक्ति को राह दिखाते हैं तो आपके पास सचमुच एक जादुई की छड़ी होती है जिसे आप चाहे उसको मदद कर सकते हैं। जहां भी आपका ध्यान जाता है वहां ऊर्जा का प्रवाह होता है। यदि आपके परिवार, फ्रेंड्स, कोई भी व्यक्ति बीमार हो, फाइनेंशियल ट्रबल में हो, अनहैप्पी विद देयर वर्क, स्ट्रेस्ड, ब्रोकन रिलेशनशिप, लॉस्ट कॉन्फिडेंस, एनी काइंड ऑफ द मेंटल रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम, तो हम उसको हेल्थ, वेल्थ और हैप्पीनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए कृतज्ञता की अदृश्य शक्ति से इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। तो उस दिन हमें प्रैक्टिस क्या करना है? कोई भी व्यक्ति का, 3 व्यक्ति का पिक्चर ले लीजिए। एक पिक्चर को पूरी तरह से उसको एक व्यक्ति की फोटो हाथ में रखे, अपनी आंखें बंद कर ले और 1 मिनट के लिए उस व्यक्ति की हेल्थ, वेल्थ एंड हैप्पीनेस की पूरी तरह से लौट आई है और आपका उसको समाचार मिल गया है। उसी तरह से हमें उसको विद ग्रेटिट्यूड फील करना है। ओके, सो जादू की छड़ी की जब बात हुई तो मैं अभी श्री राधे कृष्ण हम लोग देख रहे हैं, तो उसमें कृष्ण भगवान ऐसे इस हवा में ऐसे करते और वो जिसको जो चाहिए वो मिल जाता है। तो उसमें से मैंने एक डायलॉग लिया है कि मनुष्य के जीवन में सबसे बड़ी आवश्यकता है धन। वो अस्त्र है जिससे मनुष्य के जीवन के अनेक संकटों को टाला जा सकता है। वो कल है जिससे संसार के सारी भौतिक संसाधनियां प्राप्त हो सकती है। धन से सब कुछ प्राप्त नहीं हो सकता है। सुख साधनों को हम प्राप्त कर सकते हैं, सुख प्राप्त नहीं कर सकते हैं। सुरक्षा के उपकरण को हम प्राप्त कर सकते हैं, सुख के भाव को हम प्राप्त नहीं कर सकते हैं। आनंद, संतोष, प्रसन्नता ये धन से प्राप्त नहीं होता है, किंतु हाँ, आनंद, संतोष, प्रसन्नता से कार्य करेंगे तो धन अवश्य प्राप्त होगा। तो आइए और इसी प्रसन्नता के साथ कहेंगे राधे राधे। Okay.
So that's it for today. And as you can see that this week, Friday will be your day 28, which means you're almost done the journey. But on Saturday, we will meet for our conclusion session. So next week, Saturday, we will meet for a conclusion session because there's a chapter on your magical future to close our roundup. And we are excited to hear your feedback on next week, Saturday, on your experiences, the magic that happened in your life, and how you found this program to be, and if you have any other suggestions. So for now, let's open it up for discussion.